Hi, welcome to day 4 of the Purpose Driven Life. Today we'll look at the topic made to last forever. Made to last forever. This life is not all that there is. Life on earth is just the dress rehearsal before the real production. You will spend far more time on the other side of death, which is eternity. Remember, we mentioned that on day 3. And we should also know and remember that life here is a preparation for the next life in eternity. You were made to last forever. I think you need to tell yourself that you were made to last forever. The Bible says God has planted eternity in human hearts. And that's why we have an inborn instinct that longs for immortality. There's something about you that knows that this cannot be the end of you, right? God deliberately put that in you so that you know that you are meant to last forever. It's not just about now. Your earthly body is just a temporary residence of your spirit. Your body is just a temporary residence of your spirits. The Bible tells us that our earthly body is but a tent, right? So it is not dwelling here on earth forever. Our spirit is not dwelling here forever. The moment a man dies, the spirit is lifted and goes to stay with Jesus, right? So our body is just a temporary tent. While life on earth offers many choices, eternity offers only 2 choices, and that is either heaven or hell, right? Your relationship to God on earth will determine your relationship with Him in eternity. So here you can choose to do whatever you want to do, but in eternity there's only 2 choices. Either you're in heaven or you're in hell. You will not be in hell in Jesus' name. All right, so C.S. Lewis said there are 2 kinds of people. Those who say to God, "Thy will be done," and those who say, and to those whom God says, "All right then, have it your way." Of course, you know the difference between the 2. One is those who will enjoy God's perfect will because they are interested in God's will being done. And then the other part is those who will see the permissive will of God. And God will just let them have their way. Or if that's what He wants, have it. But of course, we know that as believers, we should always strive to live in and to execute God's perfect will for our lives. When you fully comprehend that there is more to life than here and now, you realize that life is just preparation for eternity. You begin to live differently. You will start living in light of eternity. And that will color how you handle every relationship, task, and circumstance. Suddenly, many activities, goals, and even problems that seem so important will appear trivial, petty, and unworthy of your attention. The closer you get to live with God, the smaller everything else becomes. This is so self-explanatory because the moment we set our focus on God and on eternity, every other thing that does not fall in line with that becomes irrelevant, becomes unimportant, becomes trivial. You don't base your decisions on those factors because you know that they are ephemeral. They are only here for now. They don't transcend the now. They are here, and before you know it, they are gone. You go for weightier matters. You go for matters of eternal purpose. The moment you set your focus on eternity, your priorities are reordered. That's another thing, and you start keeping up with trends, fashions, and popular values. Doesn't matter to you anymore as much. Suddenly you realize that you are not so carried away with trends, with fashions, with things that are popular. Do you understand? It's like Jesus Christ always, taking himself away from the crowd to go and pray because he realized that this crowd is not all that there is to my assignment. Having this crowd follow me, having these multitudes come listen to me is not the main thing. So you always, look for a secluded place to pray. So suddenly all of the accolades that men invest on us are not so important because we know that they are here and now. They don't transcend this very earth. You could indulge yourself in total self-centeredness because your actions would have no long-term repercussions. But all this makes all the difference. Death is not the end of you, right? If what this is explaining is that if if not for the fact that death in itself is not the end, we can choose to live our lives anyhow. You can do anything you want. You can think up something and just execute it. You can listen to somebody and just act based on what they say or what they do, right? But for the mere fact that death is not an end, as a matter of fact, for believers, death is only the beginning of a new life. So because of that singular fact, there is reason for us to be conscious and to take cognizance of our actions and to do away with all forms of selfishness, because life is not just about now. There is still life that we'll spend with God in eternity. Okay, so to make the most of your life, you must keep the vision of eternity continually in your mind and value it in your heart. Value it in your heart. Okay, remember 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 29 says, no man has ever seen, heard, or ever imagined what wonderful things God has made ready for those who love the Lord. So this is letting us know that what heaven is going to be like, what eternity with God is going to be like. We can't even fathom it yet. No human mind can fathom it yet. It's going to be so glorious, so glorious. God has a purpose for your life on earth, but it doesn't end here. His plan involves far more than the few decades that you spend on this planet. And you need to think more about eternity, not less. Don't ever get to that point where you want to put the issue of what happens after you pass on to glory. You want to put it away from you. No, it's not yet time. Yes, it's important that we don't live in the fear of death, because fear has torment. And when you allow the constant fear of dying to envelop you, it robs you of the very essence of life. So it's not like you should live with the consciousness of death, no. But live with the consciousness of the fact that there is a life after now, and that every decision you make today, right, has an influences the afterlife, right? So I just want to jump so that we don't, this video is not too long. Okay, so remember that everybody spends an average of 9 months in their mother's womb. Everybody spends an average of 9 months in their mother, and that period of time is a preparation for coming into the world, right? That is exactly how our time here on earth is a preparation for the life we spend with God in eternity. Hebrews chapter 13 verse 14 says, this world is not our home. We are looking forward to our everlasting home in heaven. Measured against eternity, our time on earth is just a blink of an eye, but the consequences of it will last forever. The deeds of this life are the destiny of the next. We should be realizing that every moment we spend in these earthly bodies is time spent away from our eternal home in heaven with Jesus. Years ago, there was a popular slogan that encouraged people to live each day as the first day of the rest of their life. But the reverse is actually true. We're expected to live each day as if it were our last. If you live each day as if it were your last, it will inform the decisions you make. It will make you make decisions that have more far-reaching consequences, for good, and not just make shallow decisions that can tamper with your destiny and with your eternity with God. Matthew Henry said, it ought to be the business of every day to prepare for our final day. So in your decisions, in your associations, in your discussions, make sure that eternity is in view and you are living in preparation for it. Finally, question to ponder for today. Since I was made to last forever, what is one thing I should be doing, and what is one thing I should stop doing today, and one thing I should start doing from today, in order to make sure that I keep eternity in focus. Thank you so much for staying through to the end of this video. I want to encourage you, please like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that you will know when the next video drops. Of course, day 5 is dropping shortly, and I want to encourage you, please share this as well with your friends and connect with me in the next video. Bye.